Hi everybody, it's John James Hale back again, and recently had a request to take a look at Orko from the Masters of the Universe Classics. I have picked up the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive color-changing one that's in the box ahead, but before I do, I was going to take a look at a couple of the other ones. Now you all know Orko is the kind of gesture-like character from the Filmation cartoon that came over from Trala, the different dimension where he was a very powerful wizard, and when he moved over to ours, his talents didn't work quite the same. And here's the original Orko. Not quite the best representation that we have of him. Very limited. His colors are kind of weird. He's a purplish red. Mine has an orange hat instead of a red one. It is removable. Look at that oddly shaped head. And the really weird ears that they gave him. He did have an ability where you could put a zip cord in him and he would meander around kind of aimlessly, running in fear, I guess. He is from 1983 with the Filmation copyright. It's kind of weird to think about that he is probably one of the most powerful of all the sorcerers in the lore, but just because he transferred to our dimension, he lost most of his ability. Then he got an update with the 2000X cartoon that was released. It ran for about a season and a half, really. It was just starting to get good before they just stopped producing it, but you can see they gave him a more updated wizard look. He looks like he could be a D&D character. Again, discolored head, hat with a more purple body, which is kind of similar to the original. He did have his magic staff that he came over with and lost. That took some of his power away. Kind of like the layering on his cloak. Same crazy blue ears and nice detail on his hand. And he came with an accessory, which is like this magical, I don't know, energy force, and it fired this little energy ball that you could attack with, but it didn't launch very well, but it's okay, it still looks pretty cool. And then Manny Collector released Orko, that is very accurate to what he looked like in the cartoon, in scale and size. He also has his wand, and he comes with a little magic book. Just very, very detailed and accurate looking figure. Here's a little bit closer look of him. Like the detail on his face, and of course he has his O. And his ears. I really hope they make a few more of these guys down the road, the Trollans themselves. But we'll move on to... Let me get these guys out of the way here. Opening this guy up. So there he is, the color-changing Arco. Such a huge box for such a little guy. But he does come with one of the coolest accessories. You can see down in there. There's Prince Adam. Very, very cool little surprise. Includes fully articulated Prince Adam. This is the best accessory you could ever get. It's pretty much the same as the other one, except for he changes color. I'll see if I can get him to be clear for a moment before I bring him back. There's a look at his bio. If anybody can pause and wants to read, they can go right ahead. Matty Collector. A few of the other figures you can pick up. I am still without a hero, and I do not have Battle Armor He-Man yet, but I'm getting them slowly as I go. And bear with me a minute, and I'll get him outside of his box. Okay, so here we have the Orko outside of his package. He's very similar to the other Orko I looked at a little bit earlier. You can see he is kind of a different colored because he does change to translucent. I believe when he gets warm. We'll see if I can get some footage of that in a minute. He does have very limited articulation in his shoulders and a little bit in his elbows. As I said earlier, this was the exclusive figure for San Diego Comic-Con a few years ago. And he comes with a stand as well. So you can mimic that floating effect from the show, which is a very nice added-on bonus. It is ball jointed, so he can move around on it as well. He comes with the same book. And his other accessory is pretty cool. This will be my second Adam here. That's a very good likeness of the Prince, with his purple and maroon attire that he has on. And I do like the shine on his wrist bracers. He does have head articulation that is got a little bit of limited range. Shoulders, biceps, elbows, and wrist, which are pretty standard. He does have a little bit of an ab crunch, but he can't do a whole lot with that because of his jacket that is on. I do not believe it is removable. Maybe it is. I'm not going to worry about it because it might tear if it's not. It does have movement at the waist, his hips, go back and forward. It does have knee. Yep, he does have at the boot. And the problem with these Prince Adams were the ankles are very, very loose. Like this one's pretty floppy. So he has a hard time standing sometimes. There is a solution to that. You can get a clear floor cleaner and put a little bit in there and it'll freeze it. And he can't see it because it dries clear, so it should be okay. This one's this ankle's pretty tight, so he might stand up by himself. And he does, hooray! And he comes with his purple power sword, which, see if we can get it into his hand here. It has some pretty cool two-tone detail on it. And I don't know if it's going to go in his hand really easy because they're pretty tight. Wow. At least I know he isn't going to let go. Hey, there it goes. So he has a sword. It has an alternative head where he's making a grimace. So since I have two Adams now, I'll probably put one head on one and leave the other on the other. And he comes with a half of power sword, so I combine it with another half of a power sword. Now let's see if I put Orko up, well, to some heat, if I can get him to change color a little bit. Give me just a second here and we'll see if I can get that to happen. Okay, so here he is with the help of a little bit of warm water in his translucent form. You can see his hands already starting to turn back blue as he starts to cool down. But when he does get warm, he does turn pretty clear. And it's pretty interesting to see. But as he cools back down, he will regain his colors. I think it's a really cool feature. It's a nice distinction between the other Orko. I don't remember if there was anything else other than that special about him. So, thanks again. Thanks for looking at the video. If you enjoyed it, maybe give me a like, and please subscribe if you can. I'll continue doing these, and see you around. Oh yeah, is it just me, or whenever you see one of these Orko figures, does immediately that theme song pop into your head that kind of went like I don't know, every time I look at him I see it, but you can definitely see the colors coming back as he cools off. Yeah, I could just watch him for a while, I think, and man, overall that's pretty cool. Alright, again, thank you.